first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trunks with red and green trim. He weighed in at the featherweight limit of 126 pounds. His record, 19 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked the WBC number 7 featherweight contender in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from Tacámbaro, Michoacán, Mexico, introducing Gamaliel Diaz. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing brown trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 125.5 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 16 wins, no losses, 1 technical draw, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, as one of boxing's outstanding young talents, he is ranked the WBC number 2 world featherweight contender. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated NABF featherweight champion from Gilroy, California, introducing Robert The Ghost Guerrero. Once again, a referee in charge, Dan Stell, now to give instructions.
What's up, gentlemen? The hip lines right here, these are good, okay? 12 rounds for the NBF title. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, come out the belt. Good luck to both of you.
You see these numbers are similar. Both fighters tall for this weight. Guerrero probably weighs as much as about 138 pounds right now.
Same rules as the first bout here in Lemoore, California. California rules apply. You can be saved by the bell in the last round. Referee or doctor can stop the fight. Dan Stella, referee. Gamaliel Diaz looking very confident in the silver, and in the maroon or brown, the southpaw, Robert Guerrero, who has looked razor sharp in his 2 showbox appearances. And if he looks that way again, Steve, this may be the last we're going to see him. He's about to graduate.
Yeah, graduation day.
Diaz not looking odd by any means. He's not the typical Mexican slugger. And it is strange that Guerrero said, I was terrible in that Sanchez fight. You're going to see a completely new guy. Looked very good to us. But here he is slipping shots, trying to create some opportunities, coming in nicely behind that jab, stinging Diaz with that left hand over the top. Diaz in the Mexican colors, actually in the silver, predominantly silver. Trying to read the southpaw. Guerrero gets hit with a little jab, and Diaz trying to follow up in close. Looks a lot smaller, doesn't he, Steve?
He does, and the height and reach are very close. You know, Diaz throws very straight punches, and that's one of the reasons I thought this would be a good test for Guerrero, because Guerrero does too. So the difference is going to be hand speed and timing. And you see experience. Diaz been around a lot longer, and look at the rounds. Far more experience.
Well, he got hit there and tried to tie up unsuccessfully Robert Guerrero, but Guerrero taking his time. Real wide stance now. Sometimes he gives up his height, doesn't he, Steve, by fighting low?
Yeah, he always fights with a very wide stance. That's good for balance, not always good for power. If your feet are too far apart, you're not going to have much leverage, especially in your lead hand.
I'm also mildly impressed with Diaz's ability to beat Guerrero to the punch at times. I didn't think from watching him on film that he could do that. And now he comes up with a counter hook that just brushes Guerrero, but definitely he's gotten his attention. Guerrero trying a left to the body, winging shots is Diaz. Warned to keep his shots up, but he's definitely coming forward a lot more aggression this time. Final minute of round 1, and it's a good one. Gamaliel Diaz holding his own against the highly talented Robert Guerrero. Diaz has never seen Guerrero on tape and said he didn't need to.
Yeah, he wasn't very concerned. Hey, the guy's not going to be intimidated here. He's fought his last 2 fights in Japan. How many people were rooting for Diaz in those two fights.
Exactly. And he isn't intimidated. He really exuded a lot of confidence when he talked to him.
Hit him in the back of the head.
Warned about hitting behind the head is Diaz. Guerrero taking his time. This is a very close round, Steve.
I agree. And Guerrero is in boxer mode. Diaz has been the aggressor.
Guerrero gets hit to the right just before the bell. Robert Guerrero trying to add layers to his game. Talked about what he wants to do tonight.
Nice deep breath. Okay. Okay. Here's what I need for you to do.
I'm going to go out there and just start boxing, working my jab, start dictating the fight, really establish ring generalship, and just work off of that and feel him out, see what he has.
Just start using that jab.
Action from round one. Very good round for Diaz. Hey, if he can out-jab Guerrero, as you saw he did right there, he's going to be in this fight, but he showed a lot of aggressiveness. Let's see how Guerrero
counters. Don't look to knock this guy with 1 or 2 shots. Take your time.
It was getting wild. That's why I'm just laying back.
Slow back. Use your jab. Get that foot movement and get comfortable.
It's strange, he didn't seem comfortable in that first round, Stephen. You know, John Gray, it almost looked like you needed to light a fire, but he said relax. It's going to be a long one, perhaps 12 rounds. But maybe at some point, it's very early, Guerrero gamble a little bit more. He's got to see, you know, how much Diaz has on his punches, how fast he is, and that's what you do. You obviously read a guy early. At least he watched tape.
Hey, Diaz, let's face it, he's a little bit of an X factor here. We really don't know a lot about this guy. We didn't see much tape on him.
I thought he'd be beaten to the punch from what I had seen, but he's a moving target, and he's hard to hit flush. And he hits Guerrero there, not with a lot on it. Guerrero was trying to slip it, but he did get hit with a right that connected clean. Guerrero with a little sneaky counter right hand seemed to land, got the crowd roused. A lot of people down from Gilroy. A couple of busloads actually took the trip. Nice counter left from Guerrero as he spins away from danger beautifully. Diaz really came to fight, didn't come for any payday. He is definitely there in Guerrero's face. A lot more aggressive than I figured.
Diaz been in with a couple of southpaws. Of course, the right-handed fighter Diaz wants to keep his lead left foot outside of the southpaw's lead foot. It gives him a better punching angle.
Diaz, a little bit of hot dogging, sort of dropping his hand saying, come and get me, you're basically not showing me anything. And truly, Guerrero really has not landed flush.
And as far wide as Guerrero keeps his feet, look for these guys to be stepping on each other's feet all fight.
Diaz trying to pounce on Guerrero. Definitely got Guerrero rhythm a little off. Go with those low blows.
There they are. They almost tripped right there.
Bring him up. Let's go.
Diaz with a low blow and a warning from the referee, Dan Stell. Inside a minute, round 2. And Guerrero not listening to what Bray, or not giving Bray what he wanted, his trainer, the jab. He's taking his time and he's relaxed, but here comes the jab as he starts to snap it. Guerrero's going to fight backing up now with full extension. Slips and reloads nicely.
Nice move. That's why he's nicknamed the Ghost.
Now his left hand is finding a home. But Diaz back, not abandoning the jab. I'd love to see that. But he is not being taken out of his game plan by this southpaw.
I don't think Guerrero's out jabbing Diaz, do you?
No, I don't. Diaz knows how to fight. And as you said, he was an unknown quantity here. As we complete 2 in Lemoore, California. Crowd definitely behind Robert Guerrero, but Diaz is definitely hanging tough in this main event.
All right, now he's starting to get warmed up. I like that. Okay, listen to me. I need more jab, and I want you to start working the guy's body now. Understand me? Keep the hands nice and high, chin's tight, nice movement. double, triple jabs, and start working the body. Hey, Phil. Pressure with that jab. Start pressure with that jab. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Keep those hands high. Start pressuring this guy with that jab. Start with the body.
Short, sweet instructions from John Gray, and we always like that, Steve. Not trying to give his fighter too much.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Bray is so calm in the corner. Interesting that a former amateur heavyweight champion like Bray would have success training at featherweight. Because, you know, what it takes to make it at heavyweight is really very different set of skills than what it takes to make it at featherweight.
Almost a different sport.
Yeah, that's right. There's heavyweight boxing and there's everything else.
Robert Guerrero looks like he's coming out here with more intensity in the third. Trying to read and react there. Nice left counter as Diaz failed to really pull the trigger, and Guerrero looked on the opening and pounced. Guerrero giving up any kind of height advantage here. He's just more comfortable that way. And here comes Diaz. He can box and he can brawl. I don't know what kind of a whack he has, Steve, but he definitely isn't afraid of this guy. And that's good for viewers. Makes for good fight. A little exchange there. They want Guerrero to work the body. We'll see.
Since the first round, Guerrero's defense has improved a lot. Now it's just a question of whether he can incorporate offense into his game also.
The guess is, from what we've seen, he can. Guerrero's been 12 against Valdez on Showbox. He took on Enrique Sanchez on Showbox in 8. This is his third fight of the year. It was the longest training camp. He had 8 weeks.
Both of you, let's go.
They want the referee running both guys in that low blows or borderline. Sweeping right hook. Steve, he's really not turning over that right hand, Guerrero, is he, as you had talked about?
Yeah, his first punch in the fight was a good right hook. We haven't really seen it since.
Sweep over the left, over the top with the left hand is Guerrero. Minute to go in the third. Guerrero there, landing flush. Backs Diaz off.
Nick, these guys are stepping on each other's feet all the time. So when a punch lands, it's sometimes very hard to tell what the effect was.
What do you think of Diaz's movement? He really hasn't been hit clean there. A nice head movement. Hasn't been hit with a lot of clean shots, I should say. Guerrero's having a little bit of a tough time, Steve. He's certainly not in any jeopardy, and it's very early.
Clean him up, Robert. Clean him up.
Second warning from the referee to Guerrero on borderline blows. Finishing the third here in Lemoore, California, Robert Guerrero. Gamaliel Diaz, scheduled for 12.
Good job, gentlemen.
You're watching